Louisville, Michigan. Hope you got better weather than we do. We have some snow, a powerful revival. Second week of revival was broken loose last night. God's power and His Spirit moved so tremendously. Healing, miracles, breakthrough. I'm telling you, the power and the presence of God, it was so powerful. People didn't want to leave the service. That's an outpouring of the Spirit of God. Now, I come to you with a teaching also with a very updated charity event that we're doing that we have 100% sponsored to every single amount that we raise up. Our goal is to raise up $50,000, and this is to help two major charities. February the 3rd, as you all know, on the headline news, there was a East Palestine, Ohio train chemical spill. And so many lives, over 4,700 people lives in that neighborhood, even following states, people are in a place of fear. So now we're going to give you a few minutes. Go ahead and share this to all your Facebook friends and family. Let them know this is Prophet Tracy Allen Cooke, known as American Cyclops Prophet around the world. I am what God says I am. You are what God says you are. You can do what God says you could do. You can be what God says you can be. So go ahead and share this right now. I'm here in Michigan, and we had to postpone the service tonight due to the snow, but we're in a move of God. The last 2 weeks have been so powerful. People's lives have been transformed. I mean, miracles, signs, and wonders, and I'm excited to be able to come and broadcast around the world to you. So let me know where you're watching around the world. Now, listen, we have a sponsoring, 100% sponsor to match every single dollar that we raise up. That's right. Let me say that again. We have two charities that we're going to be sending funds to. We're trying to raise up $50,000 to the devastation of the East Palestinian, Ohio area where there was derailment of a train. Over 1.6 billion hazardous chemical was spilled out. And the people there are they need help. And we have been partnered with other ministries, and that's what we're doing. God bless you from Buffalo, New York. God bless you from Australia area. Listen, we want to be able to do our part. Also, too, the second charity that we're helping right now, because this is one of the most dear charity to our hearts, is the life-saving medicine for those who cannot afford health insurance. Health insurance is skyrocket today. Blue Shield, Blue Cross, around the board. Health insurance is unbelievable. So there's two charities. We're trying to reach a goal of $50,000. We have 100% sponsored to match that. That's exactly right. We're raising $50,000, and they said every single thousand that we raise, they will match it 100%. So our goal is to raise $50,000 up and send relief to the two major charities, to East Palestine, Ohio, the training devastation that was derailed there, to help those neighboring citizens. Listen, we all got to do our part. We're supposed to be the body of Christ, helping one another. So I have been blessed, and I'm blessed, so I want to be able to be a blessing unto others. Listen, this is a time of, charity. When we talk about charity, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, the Apostle Paul said we can have faith to move mountains. We can speak with all language of every given tongue. But we have not charity, it profit nothing. Love is the motive and the moving power of the church. So this is going to be an opportunity. I'm going to be challenge you after this teaching. We're trying to reach a goal of $50,000. We have a 100% sponsoring to match that goal. So if you can help us match that goal of $50,000, we have someone that will match every single dollar that we raise up in the next 2 days to be able to help these two major charities. Number one, the first charity we're talking about, February the 3rd, it was very devastating. The East Palestinian, Ohio train chemical spill. Over 1.6 million hazardous chemical was spilled throughout the state, throughout that area. Now, it's a fear pandemic that is spreading through other states, and other citizens are not evacuating because they are afraid. Listen, we need to be able, as a church and home, first and foremost, we're supposed to be healing hands. These are healing hands that creates miracles in the lives of others. So now we're going to give you an opportunity within this broadcast, live around the world. I'm here in Michigan. These are healing hands to help people get miracles. The Apostle Paul said, number one, charity. Why is charity so profound? Well, you can have great faith to move every mountain, and that's true. Faith that moves mountains is incredible. We can speak in every tongue, and that's incredible. But there comes a part of us that we carry the nature of God. Love. I love you. Three words. When you hear those three words speaking to you, I love you, then that's a place of concern and care. This ministry for 30 years have done so many outreaches. I have been to Hades. I've been to third world countries. I've helped thousands of individuals, tens of thousands. We do outreaches from Orlando, Florida, around the world. We send even planted trees there in Israel. I have such connection in the heart of Israel. Also, too, there in Orlando, Florida, New York City. We have done so many outreaches. Hades was one of the greatest one because I went there years ago. Also, too, there in Trinidad, we did a lot of outreaches there to help others that were less fortunate. That's a burden on our heart in Cooke's Revival to bring healing to the nation. So this is a challenge to you for the next 2 days. This is American Cyclops Prophet coming to you, asking you for your help to help us reach this $50,000 goal. We have someone that will match every single dollar up to a $50,000 sponsor. That's right, 100% matching every single dollar that we raise up in the next 2 days. So there are several ways that you can give. You can go to cooksrevival.org, all the links below. You can give by Cash App, PayPal, all those areas. Go to Cooke's Revivals, make your donation out. Make sure you put in there for the charity, either East Palestine, Ohio train chemical spill charity, or the life saving medicine for those who cannot afford health insurance or medicine because it's so high in the United States and around the world. We want to be able to have, listen, I know for a fact health insurance is outrageous. And that's a lot of families that could not afford. So these two charities are dear to our hearts as well as our other charities. But we want to be able to match this $50,000, raise as much as we can for the next 2 days because we have a sponsor who will match every single dollar. So I want you to do your part. We're going to do our part. So now, number one, the Apostle Paul, he said in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which is one of the most powerful chapters. See, love is the motive and the moving power of the church. And here I am in Michigan for 2 weeks. We're going on another week of a powerful revival, resuming back Sunday night. We had to cancel tonight due to the snow, but people are still, last night was packed and the power of God began to move. See, God is calling us to be helping hands and healing hands. Now, I have a track record for 30 years. Last night, I spoke about world prediction, what's coming. Oh, my God, I'm so excited to see the changing of the guards, the shifting of the altars. Listen, everything you've been going through is really a stepping stone to the higher praises of God. It's going to be steps. It's going to be elevated. You're going to climb every step, and God's going to meet you, not halfway, but every single step of the way until you get to your miracle. So now, love. Love is the moving power of the church. These are healing hands of miracles. These charity events in these next 2 days, Friday night and Saturday night, I'm becoming alive around the world on all major platforms and major networks, challenging you as partners with me, as our partners, and as a prophet of God. We're trying to reach a $50,000 goal because we have a sponsor that will match every single dollar. So you can go onto our website, cooksrevival.org, and give, and make sure you mention one of those charities or both of those charities that you would like to sow, whatever God speaks to your heart to do. But we're trying to reach $50,000 when we have 2 days to raise this. And we can meet this, it would be matched dollar by dollar until we reach $50,000. So we have someone that's on board that God is touching our hearts, and they gave us a challenge that if we can match every dollar up to $50,000, they will match a one-time goal of $50,000. East Palestine, Ohio train chemical spill that was derailed February 3rd. Over 4,700 people were affected. Not only that, it's spreading throughout other states. Also, too, the second charity, which is dear to me because I've seen so many people that over the years that could not afford health insurance. You got Medicaid, but it's limited. Then you got others that cannot afford to pay medical bills. What a great way to be able to return help back to citizens that cannot afford these, and to be able to help them buy their medicine, because Listen, in the United States, medicine is very high. If you do not have insurance, medicine can run you between $60 to $120 to $400 some dollars. I'm telling even those that have diabetes. Listen, it's one of the saddest scenario in the United States. Those treatment costs hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars. So we want to be able to say, listen, 30 years, I have a track record of being God's prophet, God's mouthpiece. And I have helped so many people over the year and been a blessing to them. We have helped build houses. We have gave houses away. We gave lands away. We helped people get cars. We helped people pay their light bills, put food on people's table, did outreaches around the United States, overseas. It's no greater joy than, the Lord said, help those that are less fortunate. Now, if you are blessed tonight and you got a shelter over your head, you got shoes on your feet, you got clothes on your back, you got money in your bank account, listen, you are blessed. If you got a family that loves you and support you every single day, you are blessed. But unfortunately, that's not the case in every home and every life. So we want to take these, we have a 2-night challenge. And as God's prophet, anytime during this message, you can go to Cooke's Revivals. You hit the links below, donate. God made me telling you, donate $100, donate $1,000, donate $10,000, donate $5, whatever you can do. Donate the 2 charities. Again, we have a $50,000 challenge by someone that will match every single dollar. We have 2 nights to do it. So I want you to do your part and help me reach this goal because I'm excited. I remember when we sent Tracy to Israel, we did a challenge, and anything we do for Israel, we're blessed. And I remember in Trinidad, when a minister that could not afford a bathroom, a shower, he had a blue tarp over just a little wooden shelter. Every morning I would walk and pray and seek God. And I made a challenge, and I sent funds to help build him a 2-bedroom house there with a running water, running bathroom. Listen, God's in a miracle business. We have sent so many food supplies out. We have networked with other ministries, help supply food to other areas, truckloads of food, truckloads of clothing. Why? It may not be the best clothing in the world, but it's clothing that they didn't have. It's food that they didn't have. Whatever you do, you need to be a miracle to somebody's life, a smile to somebody's life. So now, the Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, he said, you can have faith to move all the mountains. You can speak in tongues and you can understand every mystery and every hidden fact that's in the mystery. But if you do not have love, then you're like a vagabond. You're running to and fro, not understanding what's your greatest purpose in life. Love is the Father's heart. Now, we have a miracle and healing ministry, but the greatest part of our ministry is to share the love of Christ. Matter of factly, during the seasons of Thanksgiving, we feed police department, fire department. That's right. All these that's on duty, we feed them every single year. Thanksgiving and Christmas, those that employ and they can't be with their families on Thanksgiving, we send out meals, hundreds of meals every single Thanksgiving and every single. We're not the biggest ministry in the world, but we believe in doing our part. So we want you to team up with us. Number 1, let me give you 3 keys of the message. And remember, any given time in this message, you can donate your donation towards cooksrevival.org. Make it specific. I want to help those that were the train with derail, where 1.6 billion hazardous chemical that was spilled throughout that small town that's reached out to other states. Or you can do the life-saving medicine for those that cannot help themselves. This is a organization that helps. These are our 2 challenges because people cannot afford health care. Now, if you can, that's great. But there's neighbors and others that cannot. So we want to be able to do our part and send out fund relief. Nothing like sending out relief. So listen. Number 1, the Apostle Paul says love is the motive and the moving power of the church. Love is the greatest. It's greater than casting out demons. It's greater than anything in the world. I believe that God's going to do great and mighty things. So I want to challenge you as God's prophet. It's been a long time since we've done a challenge and a telethon. We believe in walking in integrity and humility in this ministry, but this is our 2-night challenge to raise up $50,000. We have a sponsoring a partner that will match every single dollar up to 50,000. So that's a great reward. If we can reach that $50,000 in 2 days, we will meet that goal and be able to help these two great charities. Now listen, love. Why is it important? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. God's son. God gave his son. Died, he loved me. Buried, he hid me. Rose, he saved me. Carried my sins so far away. Now, if you're just logging on, this is Prophet Tracy here in Roseville, Michigan. I'm in a 2 weeks revival, going on a 3 weeks revival that God is doing miracles, signs, and wonders. And it's slow tonight, so we're unable to have a service. But I had a challenge for 2 nights regardless, but we want to be able to challenge you, partners and friends of this ministry. So if you're just logging on, hearing my voice for the very first time, we have a partner that's going to sponsor 100% every single dollar raised up to 50,000 to support 2 charities. The event that the derailment of the train that caused 1.6 million hazardous chemical spill there in East Palestinian, Ohio area. The people in Ohio are devastated, so we want to be able to help them there. We have friends in Ohio as well that we want to be able to help our neighboring friends and partners, those that might have been affected by this disaster. Also, too, those it's a life-saving medicine for those that cannot afford health insurance. We want to be able to return some type of love, some type of help to them so where they can afford to get their medicine, have their medication. Listen, we believe in supernatural miracle, but we also believe that medicine, God can use medicine. Listen, we have doctors on board. I've seen doctors healing my revivals. There in New York City, I had a doctor sitting in the front row that was scheduled to have shoulder surgery that was healed instantly. We have doctors that medical people that's in our ministry that are partners with us. So we understand, even the Apostle Paul said, don't despise herbs. So I want to challenge you in this time of 2-night challenge. Go to coachesrevivals.org. There's a link below. Do the charity event. Help us reach that $50,000 goal, because I know you're going to be blessed. Out of all the ministry I've done in 30 years, helping the less fortunate, going to the nursing homes, going to the hospitals, helping feed those that can't feed themselves. I've been homeless. I've been without. So I understand the pain and the agony of it. I know what it is to not have. But I know a God of miracles, signs, and wonders. I know a God who can speak and a God who do not lie, a God that knows how to help you in your time of need. So if you've ever been through a tragedy, then you need to come on board and help me as God's prophet. I've been homeless. I stayed in a horse stable. I've also donated land, donated cars, also helped others pay their light bills. Our ministry, it's not just a ministry of prophecy, speaking to leaders in high places, carrying healings and miracles and revivals, auditorium crusades, tent revivals, or what have you. We touch over 1.6 billion people in our telecasts around the world. You see me on all the major networks. Now, I'm here to tell you that you haven't seen anything yet. The best is yet to come. This is a two-night challenge. Challenge me as God's prophet. I have been challenged by a partner to say, we want to be able to help others, help the 2 major events, the 2 areas that needs our attention. And we're joining with hands with other ministry, making the difference. Listen, it's a time like never before. Our world needs to hear our voice. And together we can make a difference, because he that wins souls is wise. But we need to do our part in helping those that are less fortunate. So the Apostle Paul said we can have faith to move the mountain. We can speak in tongues and know all mystery. But if we don't have charity, the love of Christ, we miss opportunities. So number 1, I challenge you to operate in a greater capacity of love. Go beyond the call of duty. Number 2, move on that seed towards the helping hands to bring somebody a miracle. Number 2, I challenge you to move in faith with your seed to be helping hands unto others to get their miracles. You may be blessed right now, but you never know a valley that you go through. I've seen people on the top, then following months, they were at the bottom. So many tens of thousands, millions were affected by this virus. But God is bringing restoration and restitution to all things. So number 1, understand the character of love. Number 2, I challenge you to move by faith, to sow that uncommon seed, to be helping hands to others in this miracle challenge and these two charities. You can sow to one or you can sow to two, but be specific. When you sow that seed of donation, make sure you put up there, this is my charity seed. This is my challenge seed to this charity. We have a goal to reach $50,000 within 2 days. We have a 100% partner that will match every single dollar. Now, it's been a long time since I've done a telethon, so let me explain. A telethon is not like what we do in the School of Prophet or our lives. It's a moment that we stop and realize that somebody has challenged us to challenge you to meet the goal of helping someone else. That's what a telethon is. A telethon is the moment where you understand that you have an opportunity, along with me, to make the difference in somebody else's lives. We appreciate each and every one of you loving this ministry, but we each one have been challenged in these next 2 days to go beyond the call of duty. So number two, I challenge you in faith to sow the uncommon seed to be helping hands leading to miracles. Number one, the love is your greatest gift. You could have faith, you can speak in tongues, but have not charity, it profits nothing. So we want to understand the instruction of the Apostle Paul because love is the motive and the moving power of the church. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great opportunity. We have helped so many around the world. I have prophesied to over tens of thousands around the world. I've laid hands on tens of thousands and have the honor to speak to those in high places, whether it be president, prime ministers, celebrities, you name it. I've been there and had that opportunity. But the greatest opportunity, I remember years ago that I didn't have a whole lot. I just made $500 out of a week's revival. That don't seem like a whole lot. And I remember as a family, their lights got cut off. And they had 2 children. They were struggling. And I put food on the table, paid for the light bills for 3 months. Listen, when you do something for others, it changes your life. It makes you have purpose. It makes you feel good about yourself at the end of the night when you put your head upon that pillow. It makes you feel proud. It makes you feel like you have accomplished something in your life. So we're talking about 1 Corinthians chapter 13. This is our challenge goal of $50,000. If we can raise that in 2 days, we have someone that 100% that will sponsor every single dollar leading up to $50,000. February the 3rd, a train derailed carrying 1.6 million hazardous chemical that spilled out to over 4,700 citizen there, the population that citizen of East Palestinian, Ohio. Now they're spread into other states. They evacuated their homes. They don't know what to do. These are people, their livelihoods. I believe that we could make a difference. We may not be as big as other ministry, but we could do our part and make a difference in the lives of others. So number one, our love should be able to cause us to move, be challenged by our character that we love Christ, we love others. Number two, I'm challenging you to release your faith seed, your uncommon seed, to be helping hands to help others to receive a miracle. Now, you can donate to the cooksrevivals.org. Put up there, I'm donating towards this charity, help you reach that $50,000 goal. I believe in God's American Sackcloth Prophet. I believe in this ministry. I've seen the proof is in the pudding. I've seen the results of healing, miracles, testimonies around the world. I've seen the love of Christ. Now, I want you to come on board and help me as God's prophet. Help us to reach this challenge of $50,000. This is our 2 nights telethon. We've been challenged by our very dear partner that would match every single dollar up to $50,000, 100%. So as I take time to teach to you, any given time, go to your phone right now. If you're sowing a seed, at least $1,000 or more, I want to send you a special gift. That's mine. One of my Bibles that I signed, my prayer cloth, and a part of my sackcloth robe. Those 3 parts I want to send to you. One of my Bibles that was signed with my name, sackcloth, part of my robe, American sackcloth robe that you see me wear around I've got a new one being made up, so we're going to cut the other one up. It's very special to me. We're going to send that out. If you at least give me $1,000 or more, we're going to send those 3 gifts to you. The American sackcloth robe, that robe that I wore around the world, we're going to send you part of that garment. Also to a prayer shawl with my name on it, Luke 137, and one of my Bibles signed with my name as well. As I say, thank you, $1,000 or more. So that's my way of saying thank you. We appreciate you, dude, and we get it in the mail as quickly as we can. So now, this is a 2-night telethon. This is American Cyclops Prophet challenging you a $50,000 goal that we're trying to reach. These two charities. The first charity is the train that you heard in the news February 3rd, the outpouring of these chemicals, hazardous chemicals that reach within that neighborhood of Ohio, East Palestine. We want to be able to send relief to these families. Number two, this is one that's dear to me because I know how hard it is, especially when I didn't have health insurance and had to go to the emergency and you get a high bill and you can't afford the medication or the medicine. It's a life-saving medicine for those that cannot afford them. We want to be able to help bring relief to those that can't afford to pay their medical bills or get their medicine they need on a daily basis or a monthly basis. So go to your phones right now. You could dial that toll-free number, Cooke's Revival, say, I want to make a donation, or you can hit that link and make a donation, or you can write your checks out, send it to the information at the bottom of the screen, hit that link. You can mail out your donation, all the information there. If you want to give online, you could go to cooksrevival.org. You can give by PayPal, Cash App. There are so many ways you can help meet the 2 nights goal. This is our telethon around the world, no matter where you're watching me at. Number one, we're talking about the teaching, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, the love of God. Oh my God, there's nothing greater than that. So many people helped me over the years to get me where I am. Again, we're talking about the love is the motive and the moving power of the church. Why is outreaches and charities? It means more to me than anything in the world, because there was a time when I first started out in the ministry that I didn't understand everything I was going through, the persecution, the loneliness. And I wrote so many books about that event and that adventure. I went through loneliness. I went through being homeless. I spent season living in a little tent. I spent season being homeless, living 2 weeks in the wood. So I've been through their experience. You see me on these great platforms and whatever, but I went through some painful season. But it was others that helped me along my way, helped me along my struggle. They helped come to my aid. I remember this one pastor, she was like a mother to me. They're in Antioch, they're in North Carolina. She took me under her wings, gave me this little apartment, paid all the bills. I didn't have the finances. I was still in ministry. It was a season of struggling. So you preachers that when you're in a season of struggling, you keep holding on, holding out. God's going to make provision for you. She took me under her wings and I became assistant pastor there. And that's where things began to blossom and bloom in my life. She bought me a car. And then one by one, people came and helped me along that path. But it took somebody to say, I believe in you and I want to help you. So this is our telethon, 2-night telethon to reach a $50,000 goal. Help me as God's American Cyclops Prophet. Come on board. We're talking about the love of God that surpasses anything, really, because love is the motive and the moving power of the church. We have a partner, 100% will sponsor every single dollar up to $50,000. Can you imagine us reaching that goal tomorrow night or tonight? And then somebody going to sponsor that other $50,000. That much more we can help these families that cannot afford medication. Medicaid is limit within this. It's just limit. Can't afford health insurance. Can't afford medicine. But we want to be able to do our Sodom do as a ministry. We have helped so many around the world. So many. Pass out clothing. Pass out food. We work. Listen, I've been into food banks. Our pastors, along with myself, has served in the food banks because listen, I'm not too good to serve. I'm not too good to serve. You want to know why I serve in the food banks? Because there was a season there that kept me alive. I stayed in the Ronald McDonald House and it fed me when I was struggling in those seasons. So I want to say to you from my heart, being transparent, this is our 2 nights telethon. Help us to reach that $50,000 goal. Help us to reach that challenge. Let's be healing hands. Go right now. I'm challenging you right now. Go to your phones. Dial that toll-free number. Say, I want to donate in this challenge charity, helping healing hands that bring miracles. I want to carry the love nature of God. I want to be one who makes the difference in others. I want to help that community there in Ohio. I want to bring relief. I want to do whatever I can do. I want to do my little part. but I want to do whatever I can to make a difference in their lives. You may say little, but little is much when they're accompanied by the presence of God. You may say, I have little, but that little, listen, the widow woman threw in 2 mites. The other threw in abundance. And Jesus looked to them and said, she threw in her very best. And God took notice of what was in that offering pail. God's going to take notice of what you do to help this prophet right now. This is our telethon. It's been a long time since we've done a telethon. So I'm telling you, on this Friday night here in Michigan, alive around the world, I'm taking time to teach you about the love message of Christ. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. The Apostle Paul said we can have all faith to move mountains. We can speak in tongues and know all mysteries. But if we have not charity, it profits us nothing. So number one, I want you to move out in the love of God, the character of Christ. I know you love me. I know you love this ministry. But I've been challenged by a partner in this ministry who loves me and loves this ministry. Say, prophet, I'll challenge $50,000 to help the charity. I'll match each dollar that you raise. If you can raise $50,000 in 2 days, I will match every single dollar, every dollar that comes in. So go to your phones. If you're giving 1,000 or more, I'm going to give you one of our Bibles on sign, one of our prayer shawls, a sign and stamp. Also, hasn't been done yet, for the very first time, I'm cutting American sackcloth robe up. I'm going to send a part of that out that I wrote around the world, major platforms. I want you to know you can be a part of the American dream. No matter where you at, around the world, third world countries, you can be a part of that American dream with me as God's American sackcloth prophet. Let's make a difference in untold lives there in Ohio. Those in other neighboring states now are terrified by this chemical spill. What a devastation. This train being derailed to fed over 4,700 in that small community. But yet lives is at stake. So many other people that cannot afford health insurance, can't afford to get their medication. Let's help these elderly people out. You know, we're supposed to help the widows out. We're supposed to be a blessing to them that can't help themselves any longer. Listen, we're supposed to be healing hands to make a difference in untold multitudes. This ministry is privileged to have platforms to touch around the world. We are fortunate and blessed, not lucky, but we're fortunate to help untold multitude. So right now, the doors of opportunity is open. I want to hear from you right now. Comment below. I want to know, can you help me tonight? I want you to go to your phones right now, dial that toll-free number, cooksrevivals.org. Go right now. I'm teaching about the love of Christ. First and foremost, the Apostle Paul said you can have faith, you can move all mountains. You can speak with tongues and know every single mystery, but you have not charity. So love is the greatest character and the greatest discipline. So let's act in the love of Christ. Help me reach this challenge of $50,000 with this other dear partner of mine that will match every single dollar. Number two, uncommon seed. Move out in faith right now. Go to your phones. Write that check out to Cooke's Revivals. This is my charity seed. I want to help the prophet of God. Those giving $1,000 or more, I want those 3 items that the prophet of God, especially that part of the American sackcloth garment that he has worn, cut up to be the American dream. I want to know what it is, to feel it when he wears that garment, that piece of that garment. I want to be able to feel how it is when he wears it unto the crusades and revivals around the world. That's my way of saying thank you, and I love you and appreciate you. Now listen, this is your opportunity. Do not miss it. 2 charities. We want to be able to help this small neighborhood there in Ohio that now that's a pandemic fear that is spreading out to other states. Let's make a difference. It feels so good when you take that opportunity to help others. I've never forgot, I've seen so many times that I walk in the grocery stores and the Lord would say, pay their groceries. I remember this one lady, she looked like she was struggling and she put so many items down that she couldn't afford. So I went back and picked all the items up that she put down, and I went right behind her. And as she was ringing up her items, she reached out there to put out the food stamps. She was on food stamps. Nothing wrong with that. There's times and she said, hey, listen, I've been on food stamps as well. So nothing wrong with that. I don't look down to anyone. I'm in a place that I'm blessed now. And I don't take nothing for granted. I don't take nothing for granted. I've been homeless. I've been without. I've had to get in the line. I've had to get in food banks lines. I've been through all of that, believing God, trusting God for miracles. But God has not failed me, and God will not fail you. And God said, I want you to pay for everything. And then when she looked back with tears, and then I put money in her hands, I said, be blessed. People, we're supposed to be blessing unto others. Let's help the two charities. Let's help those that are less fortunate that cannot afford their medication. Help pay some of their hospital bills. Listen, if you ain't never had hospital bills, I have. That could damage your credit. Also, too, feel like you're suffocating under the weight of that bill. So let's help others that cannot help themselves. Go to your phones right now and let's help that city in Ohio. I want to hear a response to you in the name of Jesus. I'm here in Michigan. And wow, the weather is, we've had so much snow now. It's supposed to be snowing for 8 hours. So be praying with me as well. We're in a 2 weeks revival. My God. Next week, we're continuing the 3rd week's revival. It's going to clear up. If you're in the neighboring states, you need to come out because last night, the power of God moved. So let me finish this teaching. Number one, the character of love. You don't operate out of religion, but you operate in sincerity. You understand that you can do your part. Whether you think it's insignificant or not, it's not. Even the lad with 2 fishes and 5 barlows fed fit over. Listen, do you know how many tens of thousands were fed out of 2 fishes and 5 barlows out of a 12-year-old lunch? So little is much when they come by the presence of God. Number two, I'm challenging your faith to move in that uncommon sea, to be helping hands to bring miracles and help me reach this $50,000 challenge. We have a partner that will match every single dollar. So if you just logging on and this is the first time you hearing me, I want you to share this right now. Share this right now. Whatever you do, nothing is too small or too big. I have a partner who loves me that's been touched and healed in this ministry that would make a challenge, match it 100% of $50,000. Every dollar I raise up and this telethon in 2 nights. So go to your phones, rush right now. Don't hesitate, don't delay, don't procrastinate. We're talking about 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I want you to know that God is doing miracles. Come on board, help me touch the lives of untold multitudes. Thank you for what you've already done on a monthly basis. Thank you for being partners with us, supporting our revivals and our crusade. But I've been challenged by the partner said prophet. Look what's taking place in the world, the media, the news, the attacks, and the train that derailed there in Ohio. Those that cannot afford medication can very afford to pay their bills, the hospital bills, buying their medicine. So come on, you'll be amazed how many homes do not have health insurance. You will be amazed. How many people that can't go to a doctor, scared to go to a doctor. And when you go to emergency room, they don't get the help and the aid that they really need because they do not have health insurance. So we can do our part together. So this is a 2-night telethon challenge that I've been given as American Cyclops Prophet. So go to your phones right now, make that donation. If you're giving $1,000 or more, I'm cutting my Cyclops Prophet American robe up, sending that out to you, and also prayer shawl and one of my signature Bibles. I just want to be a blessing to you as well. More than anything, that sackcloth garment means a lot to me. So I got a new one going to be made, but the old one I've been wearing, I'm going to send a part of that I wore around the world, saying thank you for your donation, least of $1,000 or more. And please make it Pacific. I want to be a blessing to one of these charities. So what are you waiting for? I'm standing by. I'm waiting for your call. The phone lines are open right now. This is your prophet. This is your prophet. I'm praying for you right now. I'm praying against that sclerosis right now, whatever you need. Comment below where you're watching, what you believe in God for. I'm going to release the healing power and the miracle power of Jesus in this challenge. Go to your phones right now. Let me know how I can pray with you and pray for you. The phone lines are open right now and our prayer warriors are standing by. What are you waiting for? Pick up that phone. I'm waiting to hear from you. This is God Prophet live in Roseville, Michigan right now, where God is doing miracles, signs, and wonders. We're talking about the greatest gift of all, the love of Jesus. God bless you for South Carolina. I'm praying for I had a pastor heal a scoliosis in my tent revival there in North Carolina. I come against that scoliosis in your spine to go in the name of Jesus. Now go to your phone, donate right now. I want you to know that you can help me and I can help you. No gift is too small, no gift is too large. Help me meet this $50,000 challenge that our partner said every dollar that we raise, he will match for the glory of God. So go to your phones right now. I'm praying against every disease. Let me know how I can pray against you, pray with you, and pray for you against every disease, every sickness. What are you waiting for? 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Bianca, God bless you. I pray that the spirit of healing over your emotion will begin to take place. The love of Jesus. I speak it right now as God's prophet. I speak the love of Jesus right now to you. Go to your phones right now. Let me know how I can pray with you. Comment below right now what you believe in God for. Thank you for those in Tennessee. God bless you. Thank you for sowing right now. Thank you for everyone that's sowing right now. Go ahead and comment below. I want to know how I can pray with you, pray for you right now. I'm standing by. What are you waiting for? You're one phone call away from a miracle breakthrough. You're one phone call away from the greatest happening in your life. Dial that toll-free number. This is God's prophet. God is not done healing the nation. We're raising $50,000 up. We're believing for the God of the impossible because Luke 137 said he specializes in the impossible. So go to your phones right now. Let me know how I can pray with you and pray for you. I believe in a God of miracles, signs, and wonders. Good news is going to happen to us. God's going to repair the breach, the altars that have been breached, and God's going to restore America so we can be a nation to rise out of obscurity, out of darkness, out of spirit of error, and we're going to see God's very best to take place. So go to your phones right now. Let me know how I can pray with you and pray for you because I believe in miracles. I'm waiting. I'm standing by right now, ready to pray with you. Well, if you're just tuning in, we've been talking about 1 Corinthians chapter 13. The Apostle Paul said, listen here. You can have faith to move all mountains. You can speak in tongues and know all mystery. But if you do not have charity, it profit you nothing. This is our 2-night telethon. It's called the Charity Helping Hands of Miracles. Let me say that again. It's called the Charity Helping Hands of Miracles. No gift is too small. No gift is too large. I have a partner that will match every single dollar up to $50,000. What a great opportunity to be challenged by the partner to say, I will match every single dollar to help that family. These families are neighbor citizens. They're in Ohio, in East Palestine, East Ohio. And I want to help those that cannot afford to pay their medical bills and those that cannot afford to buy their medicine. I believe in supernatural miracle, but I also believe that God can take that medicine and heal you too. I do not limit God. He is the God of the miraculous. No gift is too small. No gift is too large. And if you're doing $1,000 or more, you will have a piece of my American sackcloth parchment robe sent to you as a point of contact, as a way to say thank you. That robe means more to me than you can ever imagine. There's not an amount of money that can ever take place of that robe that I wore for over 25 years around the world. I want you to know you can dial that toll-free number. Go to Cooke's Revivals right now. Go to cooksrevival.org. Dial that toll-free number. cooksrevival.org. Dial that toll-free number and make your donation. Somebody's standing by right now. They're standing by. This is a day of miracles. This is a day of breakthrough. And I challenge you. Go to cooksrevival.org. It's a toll-free number there. You can make your donation online. Go to cooksrevivals.org. You can do it by credit card. You can write your checks out to Cooke's Revivals. Every love gift is tax deductible at the end of the year. Prayer warriors are standing by as well. God is he's doing miracles right now. I believe that God is doing great and mighty things. Listen, it's a privilege and honor to be able to share this with you. These two charities we are believing God for. This is our telethon night. We have 2 telethon nights, tonight and tomorrow night. I will be coming on the same time at 7:30 p.m. Listen, go to your phones right now. We've been talking. Number one, the first key is the character of love. The love of God that surpasses the love of angels. The Apostle Paul said you can have all faith to move mountains. You can speak in tongues and know all mystery, but without charity, we're nothing. Number 2, I'm challenging you in faith with that uncommon seed. to move right now and be miracles unto others. This telethon is called Charity Helping Hands that bring miracles unto others. So now these two charities, we want to help this area, this neighborhood, this state in Ohio, East Palestine, Ohio, where they had a train chemical spill, the train derailed, over 1.6 hazardous chemical that was spilled out. Now people have evacuated from their homes, and there's terrified pandemic of fear to reach the other states. So help us to do our small part into their lives to make a difference in Cooke's revivals, because God's not done healing the nation. Number two, this other charity dear to my heart is life-saving medicine for what others cannot afford in themselves. So let me pray with you right now. Father, in the name of Jesus, as God's prophet, go to your phones, cooksrevival.org, and donate. No seed is too small, no seed is too large. We have 2 nights of a telethon. We have a challenge to reach $50,000. Every dollar will be matched by one of our partners that loves this ministry. Now, Father, I pray for everyone on the side of my voice that you will move on their hearts. Donate that seed. Nothing is too small, nothing is too large. Now, heal their bodies. Work out every situation. Bring miracles to them right now in Jesus' mighty name. Well, it's been a privilege and honor to come to you in this broadcast. I'll be coming live again tomorrow night. I'm standing by, waiting for your call. Go to cooksrevival.org and donate that seed towards the 2 charity. Help us make the lives different in the lives of others. I love you as God's prophet from the bottom of my heart, and from Cooke's Revivals, our pastor and team staff around the world. Until then, I'm praying with you and I'm praying for you. Have a blessed night.